Detroit Pistons select Cade Cunningham, Oklahoma State.
Alright Pistons fans, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about Charles Barkley and that Memphis Grizzlies game. So the Memphis Grizzlies, they played against the Pistons yesterday. They absolutely destroyed us. And after the game, the TNT crew, everybody has something to say about it. But in this video, we're specifically going to be referring to what Charles Barkley said and then a little bit of what Kenny the Jet Smith said. So we're going to get into that in a second, but before we do, please make sure you guys like this video. Today's like goal will be 100 likes, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also subscribe to my backup channel, The Flash Joe Polo. New content coming there very soon. I can't wait to drop my new content there, so please be on the lookout for that. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So yeah, we're gonna get right to it. Play the clip right now. Charles Barkley and Kenny the Jet Smith speaking on the Pistons.
88 over Detroit. So Memphis has won 7 in a row. Detroit has won 7 games all year. They're 7-30. Come on, man. Their 18th double-digit loss, and this is a painful back-to-back for them. They went to Charlotte and got beat 140 to 111. They get beat 118 to 88. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Isaiah Thomas is rolling over in his grave.
70 points in the paint for the Grizzlies, who lead the league in points in the paint. They have 70 tonight.
Come on, man.
Against the Pistons.
You got to play better than that. That ain't fair. That's not fair to Coach Casey, because he's a good coach, but we in this thing now where we just blame coaches and coaches get fired. This team don't compete at all. At all. They don't compete at all. It ain't got nothing to do with Coach Casey. It's an embarrassment because Detroit is a proud city. A great, you go back to Isaiah and Joe, Mahorn, Rodman, Sally. Those guys were warriors. Then you come with Chauncey Billups and his group, and now you got this thing there. That's a joke, man. They need to regulate that team. Put them in the G League.
Relegate?
Relegate.
They're going to regulate them.
It ain't fair to Coach Casey, man, because he's a better coach than that. Yeah. But these guys don't compete at all, man.
You're talking about a young team, however, a team that you can't make excuses about protocols and everybody's had it. The effort level, and when you say effort level, it's like, oh, everyone, no, I'm not talking passion.
Okay, so I'm basically gonna go point by point with everything that he said and then give my opinion on it. So the first thing that he talked about is that Dwayne Casey doesn't deserve this and that this is not fair to Dwayne Casey. And my response to that is baloney. I'm calling baloney on that. It's just false in my personal opinion. He said we always want to blame coaches. That's what happens in the NBA. You could try to say that it's wrong, but it is what it is. It literally happens every single time. You can look at any team that has failures and look at what happens to their coach. You can look at David Blatt in Cleveland. You can look at Luke Walton on the Sacramento Kings this year, just got fired. Dwayne Casey ended up getting fired for not being able to put the Toronto Raptors over the hump. Brad Stevens of the Boston Celtics, they had to remove him from a coaching role and put him more in a general manager type role out there in Boston. So you can look at whatever team, whatever scenario. If the team is having failures and they're not at the place that they want to be, I'm sorry to tell you, but usually the person getting blamed will be the head coach. It literally always happens that way. So for Charles Barkley to say that it's not fair to Dwayne Casey, maybe it's not fair, but it is what it is. In every single scenario, 9 times out of 10, the first person that they're looking at, coaches, and then they're going to look at the players second. So his first point saying that it's not fair to Casey, I don't know, man. And then the second point that I want to talk about is that he said that we don't compete. And Kenny the Jet Smith, he talked about that a little bit later in the clip as well. But, my response to him saying that this Pistons team doesn't compete, I kind of agree, but at the same time, I don't. First and foremost, we don't have Jeremy Grant. We don't have Kelly Olynyk. We lost him really early on in the season, and their players are just coming back from protocol. And with that, we have no chemistry. Guys have been in and out of the lineups. Dwayne Casey has been trying to match this thing the best way that he possibly can, but no matter what, we're just a bad team right now. And to say that we don't compete, I kind of feel that, because on some nights I do feel like you guys are just giving up so much defensively, but without us having a center, and then again with the protocols and guys being in and out of the lineup with no chemistry, I kind of understand why we're playing so poorly. because our team just is not there right now. But at the same time, I do kind of understand, you know, looking at this Memphis game in particular, us getting destroyed like that, it is unacceptable. And I do understand, you know, while Charles Barkley would say that we don't compete, but at the same time, I'm looking at the reasons why we're not at the level that we want to be at. And at this current moment in time, we are a very, very young team. We have multiple of our best players out, and then also the protocols have been killing us. So his point there is saying that we don't compete, I kind of agree, but at the same time, there are factors and reasonings as to why we don't compete at the level that we wish we could. And then the last thing that Charles Barkley said that I thought was funny is that he said we should be in the G League. And then I know a lot of people, they say Killian Hayes, he's a G League type point guard, saying Killian's in the G League. So I just wanted to mention that. I thought that last part was funny when he said the Pistons should be in the G League. Now let's move on to Kenny the Jet Smith. His clip got cut off a bit, but he did have a little bit to say about the Pistons. And the first thing that he said is that there is no excuse for protocols. We should not use that as an excuse. And that one I completely and utterly disagree with. I understand that everyone else in the league is dealing with this problem as well, but still, is it a valid excuse? Yes, I believe it is. If we go to the playoffs and the Chicago Bulls are the #1 seed and end up losing in the second round and guys are in and out of the lineups, Zach LaVine misses a game here or DeMar DeRozan misses a game here, yes, the Chicago Bulls, they're going to blame protocol as to the reason why they lost. Kenny could try to say you can't use that as an excuse, but some people will. And this Pistons team in these past few games has definitely been affected by the protocol. Guys are so rusty, and as I said, the mixing and matching of lineups have destroyed chemistry. It's just, for him to say that you can't use the protocols as an excuse, I just don't agree with that. I believe that is a very, very valid excuse as to why this team is playing poorly right now. Now, don't get me wrong, we were playing poorly before all of this stuff started, before all of the guys were in and out of the lineups. We were still playing poorly, but now that thing happened, and it is an issue for this team currently. You know, we just got back a whole bunch of guys, but Frank Jackson is out as well. So to wrap up the whole point, I disagree with Kenny the Jet Smith on this one as well. And then his clip ended up getting cut off. So that's basically everything, man. Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 4K, and I'm out.